All right, so just to recap what we covered in today's live stream, it was another volatile day, but without proper direction, especially on US indices and on the dollar. We had a lot of strength on the euro dollar and a lot of volatility on the pound. Why? Because of the budget announcement that was today released by the UK government. Right? So there was a lot of volatility. The market reacted with a little bit of a bearish move on the pound. We also had interesting news in the US with the GDP at 2.8%, slightly worse than anticipated, and the non-farm employment change at 233, so it's basically twice as much as the market was anticipated. So that was a positive news in terms of the labor market. Tomorrow we have BOJ, and then we have also core PCE in the US and unemployment claims. So continue to expect more volatility, and perhaps we finally manage to break a structure on the dollar index, and maybe we can have a continuation to the downside. And the earnings season also continues. So this is the level on the dollar index that I'm going to be looking for. I'm trying to see if we do manage to break below this low. Yesterday we mentioned that there was this price in here to be filled, and that was the first target for any shorts that you were looking for, but you were trying to see if this level was broken, and maybe it's going to be tonight or eventually tomorrow. And if that happens, it starts opening door and move to the downside, potentially to fill out this range, and then it could retrace even tomorrow in the afternoon, and maybe price could react somewhere in here for the NFP. That's something to bear in mind. Potentially break and then maybe retest eventually for the NFP, potentially then to continue in the same direction as in the initial break to the downside. If price just continues to respect this level and starts moving to the upside, then we can have new highs and price can even go slightly higher in here. So that's a little bit of the take on the dollar index. As you can see on the euro dollar, price actually managed to, or is managing to break new structure, is breaking new higher highs as we speak, which is slightly different from what you can see on the dollar index. The reason for that, and this is also in alignment with all the euro pairs, is that we had a lot of momentum on the euro index. This was a move that we anticipated since last week, and it played out exactly as expected, which if we knew about this potential move on the euro index, which means that we could have looked for those trends on the euro pairs, and we have seen that. We have seen that today on the euro pound, on the euro yen, on the euro Aussie, and on the euro CAD, for example, aside from the euro dollar as well. So that's what we have. Pound dollar is slightly different. Why? Because again, all that volatility in the market, it looks like it's not reacting quite positively to the announcements that were made today. So that's what we have. Opposite direction, we have euro pound finally making the move that I was looking for, and I can still see more upside on the euro pound. The remaining of the dollar pairs, and we'll talk about Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, and so on. Yesterday I mentioned that we were looking for a reversal and a move to the upside on those pairs. We had news in Australia, CPI it was lower than expected, and price actually moved quite nicely. It was overnight, so I'm still looking to see if price retests closer to these lows for a potential move to the upside. So that's something that I'm going to be looking for as well. And then the end pairs, we're going to have BOJ tomorrow. So again, expect volatility. I've been waiting for this move for price actually to still fake out these lows and potentially then move to the upside. We have an interesting compression. If price just decides literally to break out of this structure, then we're going to be looking for price to go slightly lower, and that maybe can be a zone where you can anticipate some reaction. Otherwise, maybe we have this move, this liquidity created of a spike down, and then maybe breaking this trend line, and you start looking for price to move to the upside, which is totally the opposite of what you can expect on the individual yen pairs. Are looking for a potential sell on euro yen, dollar yen, pound yen, and so on. Like again, let price make another leg up and then a move to the downside. Dollar CAD and the CAD pairs, like dollar CAD is literally reacting, creating a double top at this level. We'll see what's going to happen. Not really into the shorts just yet. And then you have the US indices, which they are ranging. Like so, this is what we have in here on S&P. Again, you do have still that break to downside. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually break move to the downside and feel this price, but price still needs to break these lows first to start opening door to go further down. And again, I still like the highs where price can even react from it as well. Nasdaq, really nice reaction. That was a zone that we were looking for in here. This is basically the last zone from these highs back in July, and this was the initial target, and price apparently just reacted from it. And then the Dow is also just ranging in here. The DAX reacted perfectly. Like if you guys notice, and if you follow the analysis that we did on Monday, we were looking for that short from this level, and price play out exactly as expected. Price had already broken that low. We're definitely looking for sales in here, and price just filled the range really nicely, and there's maybe a little bit more room to the downside in here on the DAX with potentially target all the way until this lows, but maybe price could rotate a little bit before continue to move to the downside in here. Bitcoin just continues to be really close to the highs. Ethereum a little bit more of the same, so we'll see if we're eventually going to manage to break new all-time highs in here on BTC or not. And then you have gold and silver. Gold continues to go and create new all-time highs, but it's losing momentum. Silver is is finding a little bit of a bearish pressure. And then just to finalize, we have oil, which finally started to see a little bit more of bullishness. We have been waiting and looking for these longs from these lows, and eventually looking for price to close the gap that was created over the weekend. That's basically it. So tomorrow, maybe more downside on the dollar, upside a little bit more on the euro until price reaches the target. Pound dollar, there's this opportunity to potentially look for more longs close to the lows. The NPRs, well, we'll see how price is after the BOJ, and the US indices, potentially shorts as well. Longs, we'll see also. We are still needing to see more direction or more confirmation in terms of what to expect next. Oil, more longs, and that's basically it. Aussie dollar, New Zealand, that's definitely something that I'm going to be looking for as well. So thank you very much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow again. If you are new, feel free to subscribe, feel free to join, feel free to share any trading ideas that you have for us to analyze the market together. With that being said, thank you very much, guys. We got